In the previous part, we see two speedsters joining forces with Batman to help save the world. The scene continues from the time Barry sat behind Batman's computer. He wakes up and sees coffee beside himself. He calls his remnant and he comes to drink the coffee. He tells his remnant that he has found the place where Superman is being held. He further says that the location is in Russia. Batman brings down his plane and he is seen in his suit. He tells Barry that he would help him save Superman. The trio is seen in the Batplane. They get to Russia and Batman tells them to drop using their parachutes. Batman jumps without one. He opens his Batcape and glides in the sky. The trio land on the snow ground. Barry's remnant runs up the hill. Batman also uses a rope and lands, throwing Barry on the ground. Barry and his remnant go down a tunnel as Batman is nowhere to be seen. They get to the base of the tunnel and the remnant causes a commotion. The workers push a button and we see Russian soldiers surrounding them. A bullet is shot at Barry and his remnant tilts his head. He sees more bullets and moves Barry away. Batman jumps down, picking a soldier and slamming him down. He fights with the Russian soldiers, beating them all up. He tells Barry and his remnant to follow him. They see a ball container and go in. They are disappointed not to see Superman but a female. They help her and try to escape. They meet a worker. The Time Remnant runs and knocks down the worker. He is shot in the knee as Batman covers him with his cape. They escape and Batman pushes them into a circular tunnel. Batman glides in the air before landing inside. The soldiers try to shoot down a ball hanging in the place. Batman succeeds in opening the base area and they barely escape. They get on a machine to go up. It is stuck as Batman uses an explosive to help them go up. They are surrounded by the Russian soldiers. The soldiers shoot in the sky as we see Supergirl levitating in the sky. She attacks the soldiers, beating them up in the process. She saves Batman from a bullet and throws the soldier away. The Batplane comes and we see Supergirl fall. They take her to the house. She wakes up and they explain their situation to her. The remnant takes her to the rooftop to absorb the power of the sun. She is seen in her supersuit. She talks about not helping them against General Zord. The reason is because the Russians have kept her prisoner for all these years. Batman tells Barry that Supergirl has left. Barry tells the truth about how he came back to save his mother, resulting in the change in timeline. We see Barry's remnant at the basement eavesdropping on their conversation. Barry says that they have to recreate the process that made him a speedster. Supergirl sees General Zord attacking the humans. Barry is placed in an electric chair. It is connected to an antenna on the roof. The machine is turned on and Barry is electrocuted. His remnant cries for Batman to stop as we see Barry with a semi-burned skin. Barry asks Batman to turn on the machine again and they realize that the antenna had been destroyed. Supergirl comes and takes Barry. She flies him to the sky when a thunder strikes Barry. She brings Barry down and places him on the ground. Just when the remnant thought Barry was dead, lightning sparks around Barry and his remnant is relieved. The remnant takes a batsuit and designs it as that of Barry's. Barry wakes up from a dream, the Black Speedster. He talks to his remnant when Supergirl comes around. Batman also dresses up and says that he would help them. They are seen in the sky. Supergirl flies with the trio in the Batplane. A missile is sent to their direction. Supergirl destroys the missile. The Batplane flies below. Barry, his remnant and Supergirl lands on the battlefield. Supergirl sees General Zord and goes to him. He talks about killing the infant Kall after they found his pod. This angers Supergirl as she releases laser from her eyes. Their battle continues as we see Supergirl striking Zord with a metal pole. We see Flash and his remnant. They devise a plan to disarm and attack. Barry disarms a Kryptonian but his remnant fails to attack. Barry creates a speed tornado. His remnant drop kicks the Kryptonian. The remnant creates a lot of charge and directs it to another Kryptonian. Both speedsters work together and create a mini flashpoint. They destroy the Kryptonians at super speed. Batman is attacked by two planes. He uses the planes against each other by colliding them. Batman goes to attack the Kryptonian mothership. It enhances its force field. It shoots the Batplane down. Batman fails to eject. He tells the Flash and slams his plane into the Kryptonian ship. Supergirl is also stabbed in the back. The remnant sees this and runs to Barry. They both run and form a time ball. They run back in time to save Supergirl and Batman. Batman goes to destroy the Kryptonian ship. Barry warns him about the force field and he stops. He diverts his attack to a huge Kryptonian. He fires at him and the Kryptonian jumps on the plane, destroying it. The Kryptonian falls and Batman drops on his back. He uses explosives until the Kryptonian slams him down. Batman stands as another explosive occurs on the Kryptonian, causing him to fall. Barry comes to see Batman and Batman dies in his hands. The remnant runs around General Zod as Supergirl punches him from all sides. Zod hits Supergirl, causing the remnant to fall. The other Kryptonians pick her up and stab her. The remnant and Barry fight a female Kryptonian. An explosion occurs when Barry and his remnant phase through it. The remnant fails and a Kryptonian metal pierces his arm. He uses the metal to fight the female Kryptonian, killing her in the process. The remnant creates a time ball and Barry chases after him. Barry tries to talk to him but he doesn't listen. Barry watches the different timelines his remnant is creating. A black Flash comes and attacks Barry. He electrocutes Barry and leaves him. Barry tries to energy blast him when the black Flash holds his hands apart. The remnant comes and blasts him instead. They see a scar on the black Flash's face, which is the same as that of the remnant. They realize that the black Flash is the same person as the remnant from a future timeline. They see the parallel timelines that the black Flash had created. They see a different Superman who is seen fighting a giant spider. The Black Flash attacks Barry when the remnant uses himself as a shield. The remnant dies, and so does the Black Flash. Barry goes back in time. He hugs his mom without revealing who he is. He takes the tomato can from the cart and leaves. He is seen in his own timeline. He goes to court and sees his father inside. He sees his father being free after the evidence shows that he is not guilty comes out. Bruce Wayne comes from his car as we see that the timeline is still not fixed. There is no Batman but only Bruce Wayne. Barry is seen in the bar. The movie shows Barry having drinks with Arthur Curry, an Aquaman from his own timeline.